Today, we're taking a look at a really fascinating entry from Rhapsody of Realities by Pastor Chris. We're zooming in on the devotional for January 21st, and it's called Impact Your World with His Righteousness.
Right.
And I have to be honest, when I first read that title, I kind of braced myself.
Braced yourself. Why is that?
Well, the word righteousness just sounds so heavy. You know, it sounds like a list of rules I have to follow or some standard I have to struggle to meet.
Yeah, I get that.
But after reading this, it seems like I might have the wrong end of the stick completely.
You do, and that's actually the whole mission of this. We're unpacking this idea that righteousness isn't a behavior you force. It's a nature you live out of.
So it's flipping the whole try harder to be good narrative on its head.
Exactly. It completely reframes it.
Okay, let's get into this then. The source kicks off with a really key scripture, Matthew 5:110. But it uses the AMPC version, the Amplified Classic. Why that specific translation?
That's a great catch. The Amplified is perfect for this because it expands the nuances in the original Greek.
Yeah.
So instead of just saying good works, it specifies moral excellence and praiseworthy, noble, and good deeds.
See, but that's where I get a little overwhelmed. Moral excellence sounds exhausting to maintain 24/7.
It does. If you're a regular person, you're thinking, how could I possibly keep that up?
Right. I'm definitely going to crack under that pressure.
And you would if you view it as you trying to mimic God. But here's the pivot point of the entire text. It argues that righteousness is imparted to your human spirit.
Imparted. Okay, that's a bit of a churchy word. Break that down for us.
Think of it like a DNA transfer.
Yeah.
Or maybe a software download.
Yeah.
The source is saying when you become a new creation, you're not just an old version of yourself trying to follow new rules. You actually receive the nature of God. Righteousness isn't what you do, it's what you are.
So it's an identity shift, not a behavior modification plan.
Exactly. And this is where the source uses my favorite analogy, the orange tree.
Okay, I love a good analogy, but let me play devil's advocate for a second. Is it really that simple? Can you really compare complex human morality to fruit?
The logic holds up if you accept the premise of a new nature. Think about an orange tree. Does it wake up in the morning, grit its teeth, and say, okay, I really need to focus and squeeze out an orange today?
No, obviously not. It just grows oranges.
Right. It doesn't struggle. It doesn't stress. It produces oranges because that is the life that's already encoded in its roots and branches. If it starts producing apples, something is wrong with the tree itself.
That is a wild thought. So if I'm struggling to be good, or if moral excellence feels like this crushing weight, the source is suggesting that, what? I'm having an identity crisis.
That's the implication, yeah. That struggle is a symptom that you've forgotten your nature. The text points to Philippians 1:11 talking about the fruits of righteousness.
So the idea is that doing the right thing should be as natural as breathing.
You don't force it, you release it.
Okay, so if the internal software is fixed, what does the output look like? The text lists some specific visible expressions: acts of love, purity, excellence, peace.
And notice excellence is in there again. It connects to this bigger idea. The source makes a distinction between, worldly applause and true righteousness.
Yeah, talk about that, because plenty of people who aren't religious do great things. They build hospitals, they help the poor. Is the source saying that doesn't count?
It's not saying it doesn't count socially, but it is distinguishing the source. The argument is that anyone can do a good deed for applause, for moral duty.
Okay.
But true righteousness is the life of God being lived out through a person. It's all about the root system. One is a performance, the other is a manifestation.
So practically speaking, how do I manifest this on a Tuesday morning at the office? The text says to bring justice and integrity everywhere. That feels a bit abstract.
Well, the source gets very specific about one tool we all have, speech.
Ah, yes. The section on words. This really stood out because we always hear actions speak louder than words. But this text puts a huge premium on what you say.
It absolutely does. It views words as containers of power. It's not just about communicating information. It says your words should literally bring salvation, healing, prosperity, love.
That's pretty serious payload for a casual conversation.
It is. But go back to the orange tree. If the sap in the tree is divine life, then the fruit, your words, should carry that same essence. You're not using words to tear people down or gossip. You're dispensing God's goodness through your vocabulary.
So my words are basically the delivery system for this internal nature.
Precisely. You're impacting your world, that the title says, by just letting that internal reality flow out.
This is actually pretty empowering. It takes the pressure off the performance and puts the focus on identity. It's like you're saying, relax, you're the tree. Just let the fruit grow.
That's it. Stop trying to be an orange tree and just realize you are one.
So to wrap this all up, the main argument here is that outward goodness, letting your light shine, isn't a payment you make to God. It's just a natural result of the character he already put inside you.
Correct. Which brings us to a final sort of provocative thought for everyone listening.
Go ahead on us.
The logic of the source is clear. Your conduct is the inevitable result of your nature. The fruit proves the tree. So when you look at your life, your reactions, your words, your habits, what do your fruits tell you about your roots?
Oof, that is the question to end on.
Well, if you want to explore the source text itself further, you can find more information at www.rhapsodyofrealities.org. We'll catch you next time.
We trust you were blessed by this episode. To gain unlimited access to Rhapsody of Realities by Pastor Chris, please download the Rhapsody app using the link myapp.rhapsodyofrealities.org. God bless you.